everyone. Hello, it's another Thursday morning. How is everyone going? I think I ask that nearly every morning that we jump in. Hello, Kim has been waiting from Kansas and Tanya has jumped in. Good morning, good morning. My name is Alisa Tilsner and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia, and I am here to give you like a little freebie card making class every Thursday morning. So sometimes I have organized things in my head, other times I have not organized things in my head, and we just sort of roll with the punches. But we always seem to manage to come up with a good card. So hopefully that that way of me teaching you inspires you to go, oh, okay, well, that's how the card making process sometimes takes place. Good morning, Leanne, Lynn, Anita. Good morning. And Noni from Brizzy. Hello, hello. This is very exciting. I've got an exciting day today. So I will chat about this a little bit later. I don't know whether you saw my Facebook post, but I've done something really exciting and scary for me. Exciting for you guys, scary for me. But I'll just discuss that a little bit later. So good morning, Glenda and Deborah. So now I just will explain that I am streaming to both YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So I can see comments from both places, but you may only see comments from one, the platform that you are watching on. So if I'm chatting to somebody and you're like, hang on a minute, I can't see that woman on here or that person on there. I won't say just woman because we do have men stampers as well. But if you are seeing me comment to other people, that would be why, because I'm on two platforms at the same time. Good morning, Robin and Kathleen. Hello, hello. We are going to be creating with the Splendid Thoughts stamp set today, which is really pretty. It took me a little while to get around to purchasing this. Thank you, Kim. Kim said she loves my style. How nice. Well, very wet Sydney. The other day, we had over 30 mils of rain in 24 hours. So it was just steady all the time. We never get that much rain in one day. And we didn't even flood. So woohoo. So hopefully Sydney doesn't flood. So sometimes it takes me a long time to get around to purchasing a stamp set. I know Stampin' Up! Did an event for demonstrators with this one, and of course everyone pre-ordered, but I didn't. I did not pre-order it, and I've only just got it, and I am loving it. And I actually have a 3-month card club featuring this. So that is what we are looking at today, and I will swing around just in a minute. Oh, Robin said she's flooding at the moment along the Murray. Oh, cross fingers, doesn't get out of control. I think we've had enough water and flooding along the east coast there to last a decade, right? 2 decades, maybe 3. So we're going to do that. I will swing around and then we will have little chit chats. Oh, Tanya, you have to get it. You're going to have to get it. So let me switch cameras. Go to that one. So I feel like I'm a little bit on the downside. I think sometimes the angle of your camera can make you feel a bit queasy. If it's facing the wrong way. I should have checked that a little bit better. Hello, Sharon. Okay, so I've got 2 classes. One's a club, one's a class, and they are both ending for subscription tomorrow. So they are both available. I'll provide links with everything. So the first one is my Splendid Days Card Club. Now this one runs for 3 months and it starts this month. So for those who have registered, thank you very much. I'll be sending out your invoices very, very shortly. And then, of course, ordering all your card stock, all your supplies. They will come straight to your house from the warehouse to you. And then you'll get a card kit from me. And then each month, you'll get a little bit more of the product of the suite. And then you'll get another 3 cards to make. And then in December, you'll get the rest of the product suite. And then you'll also get another 3 cards to make. So each time we make our months, we move on to more products. So, for example, in the first month, you'll get the stamp set. You can choose to upgrade and get the dies as well, which I do recommend. Otherwise, you'll be fussy cutting. In the second month, you'll probably get the designer series paper and maybe the ribbon. And in the final month, you'll get the last 2 products. So the last 2 are the embellishments, and then I've got some twine as well. So that's how that works. So I thought for today's card, I'm going to play along with the same sort of feel as these 3 cards. So that's going on. And then while I'm here as well, I might as well tell you that I also have my Santa Express card class, and this one also ends tomorrow. I know I should have thought about my calendar a little bit better before I planned all of that, but this one is also ending, and this one is just excuse me, a standalone class, so that one's just for the month. That's what I normally do. So both of them are ending tomorrow. I've got to put these back in the right order for my brain to function correctly. So they are both available, closing tomorrow. Okay, so we are going to get started. I know, oh, one of the parks is flooded in Albury-Wodonga. Oh, it's too much water for our country. Okay, where am I at? I've got all my bits and pieces here already. The sketch that I'm doing today is actually one, let me just lower that a little bit, see if I can get rid of a little bit of shadow casting there. I've just got my light beside me. I'm trying to angle it from a different direction. So I have done this card sketch a couple of times. I did one when we had the Forever Blossoms, and then I also did one when we had my son's 19th birthday, which was 2 years ago. So I have played with this. Sometimes I go back and I go, oh, that's right, I really liked that that layout. I think I'll do that again. So it's fine to use layouts multiple times, in different ways. So we're going to start with, I've got the layout and I've got the colors. I've just got to do the little bit of decoration-y thing. So I'm going to be using this one here, and I'm going to color it in. So and I'm just going to be using the supplies that you'll need for your first month's card class as well. So it'll just be a couple of ink pads and some blends I've used to color in. So there's no black involved in these cards at all. Now, I'm going to be coloring with our Stampin' Up blends. Stampin' blends. Oh, look, I didn't get a piece big enough. It was a bit silly, wasn't it? Never fear, for on the ground I have loads of cardstock. I don't know why I thought a skinny piece would work. maybe I was thinking of this one. Anyway, for some reason I'm really, really bad. I have a pile of cardstock right beside my chair on the ground. I know it's bad, and sometimes the pile gets a little bit out of control and I need to clean it up. Okay, so going back to what I was saying. So we are coloring with blends. So as we know, when we use our blends, we need a water-based ink pad. And what's really handy is that all of our colors of ink pads, just stuck my thumb in it. All our colors of ink pads are water-based. So, look at my poor rags. They're getting, whoops, I think I just tore a hole in it. I need to replace them. Remind me to replace them. So we can use our blends with any of our what am I saying? Blends with any of our ink pads. So and they look really good when you do tone on tone. Let me show you. That one's soft seafoam with soft seafoam blends, and it just looks really pretty, I think. I think it looks really pretty. Okay, so I have stamped in Calypso Coral, and I am going to start in Calypso Coral, and honestly, this is scribble coloring. I can't explain it any other way. It's just scribble coloring. There are a few areas where I fill in the whole thing, which is those little shadowy areas. And then we just put a little bit of color in, not too much, because we're going to leave a lot of white space in these. I think in some instances, I'm just going to do it right along the edge there. I struggled to talk and colour at the same time too. I'm just pre-warning you. This stamp set can tend to look messy. I'm just going to say it, just going to put it out there. It can look messy because I think it's got so many pieces that we feel like we want to layer everything on top of each other, and it becomes that little bit messy. So I'm trying very hard to keep these open and fresh and not too layered and not too messy. Okay, so now we're going into Calypso Coral Light, and I'm just going to go over the top a little bit and extend it just a little bit. And I'm using my bullet tip as well. Okay, so over the top, and that will help your color line blend. Now that one's got a really harsh color line just there, you can see that. So what I will do is just go in little circles over the top. Not a huge amount, because that will actually calm itself down in a moment. Then, so I'm managing to stay in the lines, but that's about it. Whoops, except for then. Okay, so that's our next step. So then we have that. And then we're going to bring in our petal pink. And we're just going to go straight over the top of that as well. And it will change the color a little bit because I've got a slightly different tone. But if you go over everything that you've already colored, and then when this one, you just need to blend it out a little bit. Actually, I don't even mind the lines on this one. So you see I'm going over the Calypso Coral again. Let me bring that up for you. So you can see in this little area here, it is starting to settle in and fade into the cardstock. And then finally with my light, I'm not going right into the center, but I am going over my light Calypso Coral and my dark petal pink. And I'm going to leave white space at the tips. And that is it. So it is really quick coloring. I'm just going to do a tiny bit on that side so that side's not as stark, but I'm only dotting it. Okay. Did I do that one? I think I did that one. And that is it. So I don't know how long that took me to do, but that is, I'm going to try and get out of the shadow. But that is it. And I think it's a really soft, and the petal pink is really, the light petal pink is really faint, and it just blends nicely into nothing. So you don't even have to use a color lifter. It just fades itself. Now you can go over and add a little bit more. I usually do a second round. So you can, because it settles in, you can actually just come back in with your dark, and just in areas you can add a little bit more if you want, because it'll settle in, don't worry. You can just go over your blends over and over and over again. You won't get any pilling. It's just, I don't know. Sometimes I go over things twice. Actually, a lot of the times I go over things twice. So I need to cut that out, but first I should stamp my sentiment at the same time. So I'm going to use today is a day to remember. I think that this is perfect for, you could do weddings with this one. It's got let's celebrate, much love in your new life together. So you could do weddings, sending hugs. So you could just do thinking of you type cards, or if somebody's sick. And today is a day to remember. I think you could do it for birthdays as well. So or it could be a wedding as well. It could be really anything, really, couldn't it? Somebody graduated. Do I want it that short? I am doing it that short. Thank you, Linda. Put that aside. Actually, I should clean it. Clean it first. I always walk out of here after we're finished here, and I leave it in a mess. And then I should know by now that my son has a friend who come around every Thursday night, and they play cards here in my craft room. So I need to learn to clean it up as I go. Right. And by playing cards, I mean they play Pokemon cards, but they actually play like matches, and it's all different. They're not playing canasta or poker or anything. but it's still good. I think it's still good for him. All right, let me trim this up so that I don't have to do it later. And that little edge. Now, I'll tell you, I'll stop in a moment when we've got all our bits and pieces together just before assembly, and I will go through everything that I have on the go at the moment. You know what? I'm going to bring my big one in because I've got to do some embossing as well. So let's get the big machine. But these will fit through the mini one as well. Oops. You go on there. Alrighty. So we have dies. I should explain these to you as well. We have dies that will cut out our shapes, our stamped images. Oh, and the other thing is these images, they don't match perfectly. Actually, they don't match at all. It's just like a, and I think that's where the messiness tends to come in. So during our club, we will be colouring these images, I'm pretty darn sure. But I have used the bold one in one of the cards. I used it behind so that you can sort of just get a little bit of a different effect. Right, so we have images that will dies that will die cut out images, 2 of them, these 2, and then we have got all our little fillers. Oh, and the bee. I keep forgetting the bee. And then we have just our background fillers, which is where I think we sort of tend to want to like put all this foliage behind them. And you can't just get, it's just a little bit too much for your card sometimes, I think. That's my personal opinion anyway. So let's get this one cut out. I should stand up. Okay. Pop that all up. Don't move, don't move, don't move. Okey-dokey. Oops. So there we have, oh, I can't get it off. I've got that much cut marks on my plate. Everything sticks. So there we have that one. And I don't think I'm going to do any filling in the background. We'll just have to wait and see. Oh, and I want to do this. I should have done that sometime. I want to do my pot. So keeping in with the same theme as our first month's cards. So if you are doing the Splendid Days Club, you can think of this one like a little bonus. So you can create this one as well. You won't get the cardstock for it in your kit, but you can always recreate it yourself, maybe in some different colours. Oh, get off. And this one's really cute because, I don't know whether you can see, I'll bring it right up. It's just got a few little hole marks around the edges, which I think is pretty cute. So we'll pop the pot there. Now, actually, I'm remembering a whole heap of things now that I've gotten this machine out. So, because I want to do a rectangle as well, which I know I can cut, but I'm going to, I've got the stitched rectangle dies, and I'm going to use the big skinny one here. And I've got some Pool Party. So the other colours, I think there's another colour in the designer series paper, which is the Fresh Freesia, but I don't know, I liked these colours better together. When I put the Fresh Freesia in there, it sort of changed the whole dynamics. So I just wanted a nice, gentle, calming type of feel. So we've got that as well. And there's one more thing I need to do while the machine is out. And that is, I've used the brick wall. Now, all the extra little die cuts and stuff that you see in these cards, like the brick wall, the scallop, I've done that little bit across the top with the Happiness Abounds. I will do all of that sort of stuff for you. You don't need to worry about having all of that as well. So, No, that's right. I don't need that other one. So I will be doing all of that for you in your kit, and all the little extra embellishments that are on these cards, I will also be providing them to you. And then going forward, you'll have your own embellishments and that type of thing. So everything else that you need will be provided in the kit. You just need your ink pads and your blends and the Splendid Thoughts. Alrighty, so I love this one. Alrighty, I think I've got all my bits and pieces now. So let me just pack these away. I left my big shot on the floor the other day, and when I finished, I tripped over it. So I'm just going to take those few extra seconds and actually put them away. Okay, oops, got me in there. Sorry about that. Side of my head. Okay, we have all our bits and pieces, so I do believe we are ready to assemble, but I'm just going to take a little bit of a breather at the moment and go through all the stuff that I have. So being that we have a brand new month, can you believe that we are in October already? So brand new month means a brand new code. Now, if you're ever wanting to order, and I thank you very much when you do order with me, if you're looking for this code, please do try and remember to use the code, because Stampin' Up only allow us to apply the code to a certain amount of orders at the end of the month, and I don't like to miss people out. So even if you don't use the, like, go up to the $80 mark, because our free gift, this one is worth $14, so that's the minimum spend of $80. But sometimes you go back and you place another order, so if you can use the code when you do. But if you're ever looking for this code, it is on my blog under the banner of it's in the drop down. It's always in the sidebar of the blog posts, but under the drop down, shop Stampin' Up, I think that it's called current host code, so it's always going to be there when I remember to update it, which I did. But anyone who places an order, wow, these working. Anyone who places an order for any amount, you will get a free thank you tutorial from me. And this one is the kindest gnomes. So Lisa Bernard from the US and I, we create our tutorials together. So the top three you see designed by Lisa, and then the bottom ones are designed by me. So you'll get that as a thank you. And of course, I've done my card club. Oh, that's right. I've got this to announce. Tutorial card making and card making membership. Oh, look at my pretty graphic. How clever was I? I did that myself. Actually, it was a little bit of a help. It was a mock-up and I just had to put pictures in there. But how cool does that look? I've always wondered how you do them. So let me come back to my comments. Tutorial membership. I'm going to start sticking these things down while we chat about that. So I've been wanting, actually, my business coach put this into my brain. So she was like, why aren't you doing memberships? And I was like, I don't know. But it was cool, because the more we talked about it, the more I realized that if I put these into a membership, we can have a community and I can give you guys so much more than just purchasing a tutorial. So this is how my layout's going to look. I'm just showing you while I'm yakking. So the tutorial, I'm going to be having a founding members price, and which will be increasing at the end of the month. So if you want to get in at the prices now, jump on in. So every month, Wendy's going to sign up, yay! So every month you will get my tutorial, which means I can have international people as well, which really, really excites me. And so we're going to have a Facebook community. We are going to get together once a month and do a live card making so that we can actually make the cards in the club. If you are in Australia, you will still have the option to upgrade to classes like we do now. So I'll have the two options available. And what else? I can't, it's all in my head and it's all just blah, blah, blah. So we're going to do that. If you're in Australia, you can still purchase the add-on classes. So I'll have the two options exactly like we do now, and the prices will be adjusted to reflect the membership price that you've already paid. And what else? So what that means is that you will actually see the cards in the tutorial before you sign up to one of the classes. So, which is a little bit different to what I'm doing now, because all you do is see a little sneak peek on my graphic. And of course, when I do my live and I show you, but you will actually get to see the cards and then go, yeah, I think I'll take the class as well. So, and what else? Oh, I'm just hoping it's going to be super exciting and super fun. And that way we can have a community and we can have, because at the moment I can't do that. I can't do a community because people change. Some people purchase things and other people don't, and it just changes every month, and it's really hard because I'd be constantly inviting people and then getting rid of them from the group. And this way we can have everyone together. And it's going to be so much fun. So that is open now. Oh, and the tutorials that I have for sale will still be for sale, but they will be, I'll be putting the price up on those this week because membership prices need to be lower than standalone prices, right? So this is how our card is going to look, which I think is pretty nice. I'm quite liking that. So we will start. I will get all my layers off, and I think I will start with my green layer. Let me bring in this so I know roughly. I want about just a little bit over. I'm going to put a pencil mark because yes, I am going to be pedantic about this because I need to fit my other couple of layers. So I am going to be pedantic about that. And let's start adhering this. So that's really exciting. Oh, and the other thing is that my team members, so don't forget that at the moment, joining Stampin' Up is an awesome time to join. We had quite a few ladies join on Tuesday, which was really exciting. If you are in my team, you will get the tutorials for free as you do now, and then you can choose to upgrade. I'll give you the option because I know that some of my team members get the kits as well, so you can still do that as well. So that's gonna be fun. All right, so now I can swing this around. So I think I'm going to have to put a new blade in my trimmer because I'm starting to get fuzzies on. Used to only be on certain cardstock, but now I'm getting fuzzies on other ones too. All right. Oh, I know, right? These colors, they just pop out to me. And 3 colors is good. 4 colors is when you start to go, oh, is that too many? But I think it still looks pretty good. Okay, so now I've got to do this strip. So the colors are, I don't think I've told you, Calypso Coral, Soft Seafoam, and Petal Pink, and Pool Party. So, oops, get my roller going. Very, very, very pretty. So I have opened up. I've had the subscription button ready. It's a little bit close on this side. I should have moved it over. That's okay. I have had it all ready for about 5 days now, and I didn't press the go live button, but I pressed it this morning. So it is now open, and payment is through credit card, and I've set it up so that you will just be billed automatically each month. It'll be the same time each month on your credit card, and you can opt out anytime you like. All right, there's no contracts or anything like that. You don't have to stay in for like 6 months at a time or anything like that. You can just jump in and out as you need, which obviously I hope that you don't. Hopefully you'll see enough value in the membership that you'll want to stick around for a long time. So, okay, speaking of credit cards, oh my goodness. Sunday morning, I got a notification from my bank. Did you make this transaction? No. So my credit card got cancelled. So I've got a new one coming. And then later that day, comes the text message from Optus saying that my driver's license number had been exposed, or you know, they manage to get hold of it or whatever they do. And so I had to go down and get a new driver's license. Who else has to get a new driver's license number? All right, I'm going to do a little bit of ink blending on this one actually. So, and all I'm going to do is just the sides of these. So, hello Gail, she's from Oregon. So yes, it's been a fun week getting things done. Actually, I went down to the services SA and there was nobody down there, and I was the only one in there, and I was like, what is going on? I thought you'd be super busy. And she said last week she said the lineup, I saw this on the news, services SAs in Adelaide had massive lineups, and she said, yes, it has been that today, the day that I happened to go in there was the first day that they actually had breaks between customers. So, oh, Tanya, you got the same one. I'm glad you don't have to get a new license number. I was like, man, and I had to hand in my driver's license. I wasn't. So that was it. It's gone. Thankfully, I didn't have to get another photo taken. That's next year. Next year I've got to get a new one. Oh, inconvenience, that's for sure. That was less stressful than actually having to get a whole new credit card. I hate it when that happens. So because I've got things that I need to pay for, and it's like, well, I need to get my passport updated. I can't do that because I don't have a credit card because I can't pay for it. It's like all these things. And then you've got to remember who you've got automatic debits set up with. So, and then do all the notifications. And just as well, I've got cash because I actually worked out I don't even have a key card for my bank. So if I didn't have cash in my purse, I would have really been stuck being a long weekend. Anyway, that's enough of my woes. All these things, they're sent to try us, but we survive them, don't we? It's just one of those things. All right, is that straight? I don't think it is. I think I'm a little bit, anyway, I don't think it's too out of whack. And then I think I'm going to put this down here. So we're going to put a dimensional on just one end. Actually, I might put two close together. A little bit more adhesive. Oops, get my roller. Sometimes when you're using the seal, and I'm going to stop for a minute and show you, sometimes when you're using the seal, see how it's not sticky here? So, because when you lift it up, sometimes it pulls and some of the sticky comes off. So you just need to roll it a little bit until you get it sticky, and then it flows again. Whoops, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to pop that over here. I will have to, the original card is on my blog. I will have to put a link to that one as well to show you. Now, that is pretty much it, but I'm going to use, I've got my container. Are they in this one? I'm going to use some champagne rhinestones because the champagne goes beautifully with petal pink and the calypso coral. It just is such a perfect match. They don't work with all shades of cardstock, but they work beautifully with these two colors. So anytime I'm using petal pink, I'm looking for this. Anytime I'm using petal pink, I'll bring out the champagne ones because they are so pretty. And my own diamond is a champagne one. Actually, no, it's not. It's a pink one. It was classified as a champagne, but when the chap who sold us the diamond, he said they've classified it wrong. It's actually pink, which is handy for me because I think the Argyle. Oh, I'll put these ones over here. I think the Argyle diamonds in Western Australia have closed down. All right. So just go lightly with just a couple. Yeah, I don't, they don't have those big wide ones anymore, do they, Angela? I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 6 of them full of embellishments. Most of the embellishments have retired, but I've still got them. I really need to clean them out. And then I've got a massive pile of embellishments sitting over in my tray tidy thing. What are they called? What are those trolley things with the 3 tiers in them? Oh, mine was just a came out one. So there is our finished card. So lots of layers in unusual places, but I think it's pretty cool. I actually, when I made this design up, I think I will put the card up that I'll put it up on my Facebook page, the original card that I created this with. I actually look for scrapbooking layouts, and I take a portion of that and I turn it into a card. So there would have been other things, like the photo would have gone here, and then I just rearrange them and I turn them into a smaller version of a card with stamped images. So now you'll see that works in really nicely with my other designs. It's a little bit fuller. There's not so much white space as the other 3 cards, but I like collections of cards that all match. I know, I'm silly. But and this one reminds me of a water feature, like the background and the little tag at the top and all that sort of stuff. It just reminds me of a garden water feature. So there we have it. So again, this class closes tomorrow. Ordering will take place on the 15th. Actually, it'll probably be on the 16th, because I think we've got Creative Carnival for demonstrators on the 15th of October. So I might actually get it either ordered a little bit earlier. Might get it ordered on the Friday, maybe on the 14th. So we have the Splendid Thoughts class closing, and I also have the Christmas class closing. That one's closing soon on tomorrow as well. And I think that's it. And my membership that's opened. So exciting. So I did put a link up to it, but it was a very vague one. I did a thing. So I will actually go and put a proper post up a little bit later on, and that will go, details will be in my newsletter tomorrow as well. Oh, and don't forget, she forgot about Creative Carnival. Next time I need to set up very, very soon a waitlist / expression of interest for our next Creative Carnival. So if you are in Australia, let me switch around. If you are in Australia, my friend Pam and I run a demonstrator retreat every quarter. We do 3 a year. That's not every quarter. Every 4 months, I think it is. So the next one will be in February, and I must get a form to fill out for the wait list and for expressions of interest for the next one, so that people don't forget, no, because it's a fun one too. So and also don't forget that the instructions for this card with all the measurements and everything will also go out in my newsletter tomorrow. There's the blog address. You can head on over there and sign up for my newsletter. I send a free weekly PDF tutorial each week on a Friday, my time, so you can get all the instructions for this as well. I have all the measurements and all the extra details. Thank you, Gail. Oh no, I'm really sad now, Tanya. Yeah, I will get that set up soonish. I've still got loads to do because Pam's actually in the States at the moment. She only gets back a couple of days before Creative Carnival starts. So I have got a lot of work to do behind the scenes still. I've got just lots of exciting things to still do. So I'm starting to freak out because it's only next weekend. I've got just over a week to go. So anyway, lots and lots and lots of things. We like to keep busy, right? If we're not busy, nothing gets done. That's what I think anyway. I've got to keep busy. Okay, that's it. So thank you very, very much for joining me today, and we will see you again next Thursday, same time, 10 a.m. Australian Central Daylight Savings Time. It's a mouthful. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll catch you later.